I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What's up, guys? Master Styles here, back with another Eternal Evolution video, and today we're going to be talking about the new hero coming to the game. And I was hoping that it would be a Vanguard, because right now, let's hop over to here. Struggling with this. Been a while for almost the past 2 seasons now of Twilight Lands. I'm pretty sure the new support not going to help you much here if you're stuck on this said boss, right? So we're gonna go over to Discord and take a look at the new hero coming to the game. But before we even do that, if you haven't joined my Discord yet, I'll pin the link in the comment down below and also in the description. Come on over there. We can talk about the new hero. We can talk about all the other questions that you may have when it comes to the game. Okay, so that is that. And also another thing before we even move on, the road to 1K continues. So if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. You'll get updates for the game, also tier lists and guides, all of that fun stuff. Without further ado, let's hop over to Discord and see what the new hero brings to the table. Here she is. Interesting. Okay. Hopefully she's dual faction, Atlas and Wenfyr, because that would just be nice. That would work perfectly with the summoner team. We have a new SSS-level Wenfyr support hero, Allu, Lady of Nature. Isn't that Sif's labeling? Yeah, that is Sif's labeling. It's coming soon in Eternal Evolution. Allu summons few eyes of nature in the target area. Interesting. That sounds like it will work perfectly with Ampu, right? He loves summons and probably gonna be low health anyways. Eyes of Nature inherits attack and defense and max HP. So that's the things that we might want to focus on from Allu. Then Heavenly Rain begins on the battlefield, increasing and decreasing the damage dealt / taken by Allu. Okay, I was about to say, what about everybody else? Allied summoner, heroes, and summon creatures for a few seconds. The damage change effect of this skill will be recalculated after other effects that influence damage from being calculated. Okay, sounds interesting enough. Very simple. Okay, so it seems like this would be her ultimate. Every time she casts her ultimate, she increases the damage that summoner and summon creatures do, and also reduce the damage coming in. Okay, I guess this is needed to get to 30 to 35 maybe, because again, most people, their accounts are either between the 26 to want to say 29, around there, unless you're really a whale and you can push further in that. But let's jump down to the hero characteristics. We have group, enforcement, assistant, and recovery. Okay, hero overview: summoner, healer. So it's just Cervelli with the labeling of support, right? I'm assuming, right? That's what it sounds like to me. So let's hop back over to the game real quick, take a look at the summoners, and put her on a 5-man team and a 6-man team. So let's go over to the game. So now that we're back to the game, wow, funnily, Cervelli, of course, she wants to, I forgot her talents, huh? Yeah, there you go, perfect, right? You can't even make it up. Okay, so basically, Cervelli's perfect for, listen, I can't make this stuff up. Cervelli's perfect, right? The perfect person to come up, perfect person to light up. So again, I think what it sounds like is, obviously you'll have the label of support and also summoner, but the question now is, because again, right, the one question that I need to be answered Let's go over to formation here and pull up the summoner. Does this prototype work with the new support? Because of this and this, well, this we don't care so much about, but sharing the damage, right? That's the key here. 40% of damage received by summoners is distributed evenly to summons. When the summons die, the user is healed for 5% of max HP. Okay, does this here work with the new hero? Because again, the problem that ends up happening with Purin, for instance, when we go into Crimson Abyss, the thing is, we'll just run A here and we'll put Purin in there, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So let's get Purin in here, and then by the first jump, she probably is gonna die, but we'll explain a little bit more about that. So say for instance, we'll use Purin as the new summoner here. Thing is, right, when they do, we gotta wait a couple seconds here, and then I explain to you what's going on, right? So he's about to do the jump, and then we'll see what happens to Purin here. Does Purin survive this? No. So in that instance, look at the health of the summoner heroes. Purin is dead because Ruler's Ring does not apply to Purin. So if we have a support that could potentially be in the same situation, right? This is why you're gonna use her, which is mainly for predominantly here and obviously in PvP. But if Ruler's Ring don't work with her, we're gonna run into the same problem. She's gonna have to either have a high amount of damage reduction to even survive that. So now let's do another. I wanna do another test, because that's just that. Let's put in Miss Rani here and see, can Miss Rani survive the jump on 28? This is because then when she comes in, we'll test that. But if Ruler's Ring doesn't work with her, we're gonna still have to deal with that problem, because the biggest problem here is the support cannot survive beyond the first jump, which you're not gonna beat it. And even if you put in Cervelli, yes, then she probably would survive. But look, Maz is better built to survive that situation. So she would need the defense or whatever damage reduction that Mazurani has on for her to even survive this. But again, the good thing about her, which would make it even better, is the fact that she do summons. But in this situation here, we get pushed back there. We probably won't even get pushed back in that situation. But again, I'm not gonna put y'all through too much into that. But I feel like if she could utilize those prototypes of summoners, obviously the attack one doesn't really matter, but the defensive one would be great. So that would start to open things up, where now dual class maybe instead of dual faction. That would be interesting, but we have to wait and see. We'll go back to the formation here. So when it comes to the formation, we'll do the 6-man first, and we'll go from there. Let's take Wamigan out because you're not supposed to be here, and go to summoners and put, we'll take out Karen for right now. We can take out Masrani, right? This is the core. Occasionally you'll go this way, right? And then sometimes if you want to be frisky, you can go as far as doing that, right? But like I said, is she going to get the labeling of summoner and support? But this is primarily most of the teams that I'm used to see. Now that Sif got awakened, you can even go as far as to put Sif there. Like this setup right here, I don't like the extraction on that. Let's go with that, right? This setup here works perfectly, right? The new support can come in the back right there. Also, the other question is, could she be the 6th hero coming out the gate? Which would be even more interesting if she became the 6th hero, which would free up my Masrani, which would be great. Now I could put Maz on a different team instead of having to do this, right? But a team looks something like this. We'll have, let's use Masrani here, and we'll put in Cervelli in place of her. But this would kind of be how the team would look as a six-man team right there, and she'll be the additional support. Thing is, of course, tanks is always going to be a problem with Teresh's throw. They can interrupt it, but they have to be able to get to that point, right? But again, this will kind of be what the 6-man team would look like. 5-man team, pretty much that. Very simple. You put I'd put my Sif up front. She's already Awakened 5. If your Sif is not Awakened 5, I don't suggest you put her up front. Awakened 3, maybe. A 5, I like her up there, right? So this is predominantly the team. Whichever one you don't have, you just put in Daniel. That's just how I see it, right? And I know you're probably gonna argue with me, oh, Daniel's gonna help out with the ultimates, but energy is pumping out so much damage that even if he reduces ultimates, it's not gonna mean nothing. But this is primarily the summoner team here. I kinda want her to be the 6th hero because in PvP or even PvE too, why not? It's time, right? She'd be the first one. But at the same time, right, I feel like going the summoner route, I guess I'm just saying we just need to bring the vanguards back to the forefront because we're struggling in higher forms of vanguard content, but they just don't push out enough damage. But very interested to see what Allu brings to the table. And yeah, this is the summoner team right now. I don't even know who I'll run for the 5-man summoner team anyways, because generally I would probably use Purin will be in the place, or depending on how much I need, I use Masta. But generally this is the 5-man summoner team here. Okay, now that I said that, I want to see something. Just want to check something real quick. Let's go to 28 and see. No, Masrani could survive that, but can what's her name survive it? Let's put you here. Why we because we're using Daniel because we need that additional big body up there. Okay, let's put Cervelli here and see, right? Because we need an additional big body, but we'll just wait a few seconds and see if Cervelli can survive the jump. And then if she does, then either way, we're just gonna back out of here and close out the video, right? But here we go. That's gonna be the most concerning thing. And Cervelli couldn't survive the jump. The only person I see so far to survive that is Masrani. Now I want to know if we can beat it, right? For the sake of the video, let's see if we can beat it, right? We're just gonna go through it, and if we make it, we make it. If we don't make it, then it is what it is. Why not? Let's take on 28. It's already beat 27. Again, problem here is the amount of summons. And one other thing you could do too, we can manual it, because if you cancel out Ampu's ultimate when the boss does the blowback and then save Jaxity's ultimate just for before, we should be able to do it. All right, so wait a few seconds here. We could have popped Ampu there, but right here, pop Jax. Let's see. But now we should be good. Let's see what the blowback's looking like. And we have 24. See, nice. Because Ampu for some reason always does his ultimate when the boss is doing the blowback. So weird. Always, and he pops it twice, so we would have been at 21 there. But again, it's doable. I could see it. Could easily beat it, right? Nah, hold on to that. We're just gonna hold off a second here. But again, I think once the new summoner comes, we're not even gonna need to manual this, because she brings summons to the table too. So that's the other side of this. This is just a matter of surviving, yeah. And see, Ampu just died there, which is interesting to me. Why is Ampu the only one that died? Think about that. Why is Ampu the only one that died in that situation? The other people look like they didn't even take no form of damage. So guess we're gonna need her to help out to beat 28, and we'll check out 28 after the update goes live. So again, as always, if you made it this far into the video, the word of the day is nature. Yes, because now we have 2 Lady of Nature in the game. Interestingly enough, I don't know if they realized that they made that mistake. But also, one other update that I want to say to you guys. So I did reach out to the dev team, and they say they're considering resetting it. So let's see how long that takes. Hopefully it's in the next update, because the season just started. Would be a great way to get some additional shards, because people always complain about not having access to that. And now that's just an easy fix. You don't even have to come out with a whole new game mode. reset this every time this season starts. Boom, right there. And make sure right now, since it already started, give me the ones that I already did. So that is that. If you're new to my content, you want tips, update, guides, tier lists, all of that fun stuff, this is the channel you want to subscribe to. And for those that are rocking with me, make sure you hit that like button. Do not forget to comment down below how you feel about the new support / summon hero coming to the game. Hopefully this will be the first dual class hero in the game, but we'll have to wait and see until the update. So without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. Till the next video, peace.